show, another edition of Bring It in the House. It's so good to be here. I'm so thankful to be here. Thank you guys for tuning in. And of course, I'm always excited to introduce our spiritual counselor and life coach, Miss Michelle Strother. Michelle is going to give us strong words of encouragement and wisdom. Yay, let's give it up.
Yes. Welcome. It is February. Can you believe it? We are working in the Love Month, and we're also working in Black History Month. How powerful is that? Well, tonight I'm going to talk about the subject is going to be love yourself. And I'm going to come from 1 Corinthians 13:4-7. And it says, love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wrong.
Amen.
It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. And to experience this type of love, the Holy Spirit dwells in your heart to love yourself. The Holy Spirit dwells in your heart for you are not jealous of anyone. The Holy Spirit also has to dwell in your heart for you are not irritable and keep no wrongs of anyone. And in the world, there are so many injustices. But when the truth goes forth, we win out. And in our everyday lives, we must never lose faith, but always remain hopeful. And when we endure any circumstance. And in wrapping up, we must get up every day and declare love over our lives. I want you all to be blessed on tonight. May God keep you. And I turn it back over to Millie.
All right, Michelle, that is a great word. We thank you so much. It's just so wonderful to have you as an addition to Bring It in the House. We need to take a vote. Everybody, we need to keep Michelle with us every other Wednesday. Everybody call us 469-284-9922 and let us know. Okay? We're just joking. We're going to keep her anyway, but we just want to get your feedback. Without further ado, we're very excited to see this young lady. I mean, she's had a very diverse career background at an early age, from modeling, acting, singing, and now she's let me get this right. She is a licensed esthetician lash artist. There we go. With my liners. But let's give a warm welcome to Romeo.
Hey.
Yes,
Hi,
welcome to the show, Romeo. It's so good to have you. Man, I mean, so I know we want to make sure we can hear you because you do have a soft-spoken voice sometimes. So we want to make sure we can hear you. I've learned. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Now I do. I've learned to be loud. I used to be, she gets that softness from me. I used to be so, and down through the years, radio just made me boom. Romeo, now you're just 26, but you've done a lot in these little 26 years. I mean, you started out in acting and then modeling. Oh man, and you lived in a lot of places. But you grew up in Dallas. So just say hello to everyone and just let us know a little bit about the earlier meal. Like when you were in Memphis, I believe is when you kind of started getting into the acting arena and appearing in some of the video clips and going to work with me in the studios when I was in radio. Do you remember any of that?
I do. I mean, I was really young, so I mean, it's not very detailed, but I do remember going to work with you sometimes. Or like Yeah, or you being like live on set or recording something and I have to be quiet. So I I do remember I do remember that stuff, but I was so young. It's like little
Yeah,
here and
there
there.
you go. That's I believe that's the first time you were in the studios with me at Smooth 101. It's called V 101 now in Memphis, but that's one of my former co-workers. He's in Atlanta now, Ace Alexander. But he adored you, and most of my coworkers did back then. He was like, "Hey, let's get a picture with her." It was during his air shift that he took that photo with you, and I believe you.
Yeah, I don't remember taking it, but a lot of people ask me if that's my dad. And I'm always like, no, that's not my dad. That's my mom's coworker.
Yeah, he's more kind of like an uncle to you a little bit. That's
Yeah.
how he considers himself. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think I have another there's another photo in there. There you go, right here when you were in the studio with me. Yeah, so you've always been in the business and you've always been working as even as
I
a
know,
little
right?
kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I am always working, literally.
Yeah, that is
All
so
right.
true. Do you remember any of the schools or anything from Memphis when you were that small? Nothing.
No, not the names. Uh,
Hmm.
I remember being in first grade, I think, when
Hmm.
the 9/11 happened. I remember being in school for that and my teacher crying. And I think we got sent home early that day.
Yeah.
But I remember kindergarten too, Sycamore. I think now that I think about
Okay.
it, Sycamore Elementary. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, kindergarten. And I love that school because they had Macs. And that's when the old shaped desktops, those were always cool to me.
Macintosh.
So yeah, the OG look. So I
Hmm.
remember that school. But yeah, I don't remember the first grade school name.
Yeah. Uh, I don't recall it either. I think it was
Yes.
Sycamore. No, it was in Memphis. I just can't remember it. That's
Yeah,
when
it
the
was like
nine
Old
eleven.
City.
That's when the 9/11. I can't remember it. But from there, we went on to Dallas, and that's where you grew up, and then you had a knack for acting, and our agent was Linda McAllister out of Dallas,
Yeah,
and
I actually think about her often. Like
yeah,
sometimes I'm like, I wonder if she has anything available now.
yeah, sure. I think about her too a lot. She was great. She gave us a lot of work.
Hmm.
I remember you being on a American Express commercial. We had the opportunity to work together in that. We were just extras, but it was a lot of fun, and they
Yeah,
really took care of us. They
they
fed
did.
us
They provided lunch and
breakfast too.
yeah, breakfast too. Yeah, they
Yeah.
were really nice. And
Yeah.
also the Game of Life. That was a fun set to be a part of too.
Mm.
Yes. Oh yeah, that was a
We were
TV commercial.
extras. Yeah,
Hmm.
we were extras. We were like on the side of the red carpet, and then the main character gets out of the
Limousine.
limo. And, we're all screaming, acting like we're fans. That was another cool one too. I think that was,
Wow.
that was the first one I remember being a kid and like actually getting paid for it, like serious cash at that age. Like,
Wow.
yeah, I was like, I wasn't even the main person. I was just smiling, and I made this much. That's so cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I think you were like 11, weren't you, when that was your first
Yeah.
film? Yeah.
So I can
Wow.
only imagine what the main character got.
Mm.
Because I was thankful for mine, so I can only imagine her.
Yeah, that is really
Wow.
good. And then you thought you were gonna model. You had an interest in modeling, and you took a modeling course with Sebastian Modeling Company.
Yes, that was fun. I mean, sometimes I even think about it now, not necessarily doing runway because I'm short, but if I were to able to get into print, I think that would be cool because I love photography, like even being behind the camera. So I have
Hmm.
a lot of ideas and a lot of concepts that I want to create, but
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm busy. I I just never do. And then, you have to do your makeup and you have to become, the whole idea. And sometimes I just don't have the energy for it. But one day,
It's a lot of work.
One day.
So I'm glad that
yeah,
you said that because I am thinking about a fashion show. I want to do like a really major, you know,
fashion
event.
show.
Yeah, like a big something. So I guess we'll talk about that later.
Oh no, I don't want to. I don't want to be in it. I don't want to like walk down. I strictly want to do print or like magazine photography. I don't want to be in heels, sweating, walking down, trying not to fall.
But no,
Too much pressure.
not you being one of the models. I was talking about,
Oh, okay.
yeah, we're spearheading putting this whole thing together, and we can have a
That
company
does
of
sound
models, and just and you could be in charge of you could do your photography and all that stuff if you're interested.
cool. Okay, deal. You have my number. We'll talk soon.
We'll talk soon. Yeah. And so from there, I think you were around 12 when you completed your modeling, and then you kind of got really. She got really good at sports, Michelle. She did what, track and field, volleyball.
Oh,
I,
wow.
I wasn't. Okay, this part she's being a supportive mom because I was not good. I was on the C team for everything.
For me, you were good.
I was
Yeah,
on the A
she
team.
did
That was
good.
the worst team you could be on. Is A, B, and C team. I was on C team, so I did it, but I wasn't the best.
Hey, you tried. You
Yeah,
Yeah,
did.
I tried.
I did not.
Yeah.
I have more respect for athletes and the
Mhm.
whole fitness lifestyle because it's definitely a lifestyle and I was never for it. Just like I think honestly that's what inspired me to get a perm because we would have to be there at 6 a.m. and I would sweat my hair out before first period and
Oh my
I look a
goodness.
mess. So
Oh my gosh. You said that's why I got a perm.
yeah, that really is. I couldn't take it anymore.
Oh my goodness, Romeo.
Yeah, just finding her way, through
Yeah.
school. Yeah, and out of all the things you did, I think band was maybe your favorite.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
I love music. Sometimes I wish I would have taken it just a little bit more serious, but
Hmm.
I mean, I was in middle school, so it happens.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was fun. It
Yeah.
was really
And
fun.
what you play? Tell them what did you play in band?
Percussion, so snare drum, xylophone,
Wow.
marimba,
Mhm.
little triangle, the timpani.
Yeah.
Um, there were so many interesting instruments that I got to play just from being in percussion, which is
Wow.
why I loved it so much.
Mm-hmm.
This is like just being stuck on one thing
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
because I get bored really quick, which is why I've had so many jobs.
Well, hey, that's the way it goes. That's the
Yeah.
way it goes. Hey,
Nothing
that's
wrong with
it.
that. There's nothing
Yes,
wrong with that.
at
So
all.
we thought you would be, because I remember reaching out to your dad about how good you were doing in science, and we thought you were going to be in maybe in something in chemistry or maybe an astronaut. We didn't know because you had been awarded it was some kind of conference that you guys stayed. It was a science fair conference. You stayed at the University of Houston for a week, and then you were recognized by Congressman Pete Sessions, and he's like, "Oh wow, she's got this science knack. This thing, first in the family to go all the way with science." And then all of a sudden, she woke up in her freshman year in high school and said, "I want to sing." She wrote her song.
Aw.
Tell me about it, Miss Ramil.
So with the whole science and astronaut, honestly, after I went on that trip and we got to visit NASA, I
Hmm.
realized that I would have to shoot up into the air, and I'm completely terrified of roller coasters and airplanes. So that was it. That was it. I can't be an astronaut. I can't fly up there. I can't take that pressure.
Oh
They're
wow.
going fast. I mean, to go out of outer space is just, I didn't really think about that. I was just so fascinated with science itself, but I would have to try to get there and can't. But with singing, I feel like Disney Channel definitely inspired me to get into singing. I've always had a knack for like music, which is why I loved band and stuff. But I think just growing up in the studios with my mom and my dad, and then music being a hobby, I turned and I really liked it. And I feel like it was also around the era when YouTube was getting big too, and it was like actually okay to just sing online for no reason. So
Hmm.
that really inspired me to like, hey, that person's doing it, I can do it too. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that shedded a little light. I wasn't sure exactly how that transition came about. I just know she wanted to sing, and I was hesitant because I'm like, you don't understand what you're getting into. This is a long journey and all of that. But everybody was so supportive. When you're that young, it's like you really have the world in your hands, so to speak. Because to see, a lot of my peers, to see her at that age, knowing what she wants, everybody just kind of chimed in. I mean, Rob Morrison, well, Michelle, I don't know if you remember him, but he's a UAPB graduate, and now he's really big. He's won Grammy awards. Congratulations, Rob. Maybe we can get you on the show too. But
Okay. I don't remember him.
he's a remix of Beyonce's "Crazy in Love."
Mm-hmm.
Her remixes, and he played, I believe, it's the bass, and he received Grammy for it. But in her early mention of her career, we were trying to get some tracks, get an idea, a feel for the type of song that for the song, her first release, her first single. And
Mm-hmm.
they were generous enough to send us a couple of tracks. Um,
Oh, that's
we didn't
good.
get to use his though because Brian Smith, who's a former bass player for the Montays, he reached out to us and he gave us a track. We ended up going with his. But that's the kind of support we had. So much love from everyone. Johnny Walker, formerly with Def Jam, she put the mill on a showcase in Memphis, the Hard Rock Cafe. It was just a lot of love. Sorority sisters, Claudia Melton, she's in Dallas. She makes sure Emil get on the House of Blues showcase. I believe we have that photo right here, yeah. She performed the House of Blues.
Look at Romeo.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Herself. But yeah, we really had a lot of fun with her singing career. This is later. This is her last performance, 21 in Dallas. That was the last time she performed before she threw in the towel. She's like, I'm just getting tired. Like she said, she's easily bored. But at the age of 15, she was endorsed by Rodney Darkchild Jerkins. He's really huge. He's worked with Michael Jackson, best of the best. And he told her she had the it factor. He said it. And so coming from Rodney, that meant a lot. He was looking for a girl group. We were in LA when Ramil turned 15, and we were what's that Walk of Fame, Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
Rodney had some kind of audition. He was putting together a girl group, but he said Ramil was a little too young. He wanted them at least, was it 17 or 18?
Yeah, I think it was like 17 or 18. Like now that I look back on that, like they were definitely older than me.
Mhm.
Especially since I already look young. I definitely see why I didn't make the cut. But they were impressed. So
Yes. You go, Romeo. Look at you.
And this is one of her performances, Dallas, I believe. And
yeah,
Ramil,
that was the last one.
yeah, that was
That's
the
the
very
flyer
last
for the
one.
last one. Hmm.
Yeah, and she got a chance to open up for mindless behavior, and then she performed in New York WBLS. Um, that was in New York and Queens. We got a chance to the program director Skip Dillard. He was responsible for getting us on there. What's up, Skip? If you're watching, but we had such a good time, and then, like I said, she was trying to find her way out of that arena, and she also had the restaurant experience where she's been working for restaurants since she was 15. That was her side gig, hustle, Cheddar's, Olive Garden, and so where did that eventually lead you, Ramil?
So yeah, my first job was at Cheddar's, then Olive Garden. Then I went to Boston's Gourmet Pizza, where I met the love of my life. And then I worked at Twin Peaks for a minute. Not because I necessarily wanted to, because I wasn't that type of girl. But I knew the traffic that it brought in, and I took advantage of that to like save money and pay bills off. And from Twin Peaks, I started working at. I started getting into Italian restaurants. Long story short, 2018, I started working at this restaurant here in Austin, which I won't name. But yeah, I started working there, and literally like 2 months of working there part time, I got a call from the manager, and he's like, "Yeah, so do you want to run this place?" I'm like, "What, me?" And so yeah, that was my first experience being a general manager for a restaurant, and it was cool. So much respect for those people, but it definitely pushed me into the direction that I really wanted to be in.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Great.
Kind of how I got into the. Oh, I'm sorry. What were you gonna ask me?
that's when you were at Buka.
Oh, yeah, that's when we first moved to Austin. I think that was like a week of us being there, and that was our first day of work.
Um,
My husband, he got me a job at his job. So yeah, I did that for a few months. We met through work, so it's always easy for us to work together, and no one ever knows that we're together or a thing until like after a few months we'll kind of like tell someone, they're like, "Oh my god, I had no idea." But that's just kind of was our hustle until we were able to like find what we truly love to do and like break apart. Now we don't work together, but we've literally had 6 jobs together.
Wow.
Yeah.
and you first met Adam in school. Well,
No,
you
at Boston's.
what did you said you saw him maybe or knew of him in school?
Oh, okay. So actually, the first time I did see Adam was in middle school, but
Yeah.
I didn't know him because I think he was 2 grades ahead of me. But
Yeah.
I've seen him around, but I still
Yeah.
didn't know it was him back then until one day, like we were all talking, and he was like, "Oh, I went to Bush," and I was like, "What? Me too." And then we grabbed the yearbook, and we actually saw that we did go to the same school.
Yeah. That's awesome. So now you've gotten you transitioned from being a general manager and you went back to school in 2018 and
Yes.
you got your license, your state license as an esthetician. How's that feel?
It feels really good. It feels really good to finally be working hard and to be enjoying it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because in the beginning, I was working a lot, like having 2 jobs, having 3 jobs, or just working at one place from sun up to sundown. But now I can do that for myself and I don't mind. And it doesn't feel like work. And it's all the money's going to me. It's not going to no one else. It's going to me and my business. And I just love having full control. And I care about my clients so much. So the fact that I can show them that I care in the way that I want to is feels good too.
It's really good.
It is good.
By the way, I have done some upgrades to Aesthetics by Romeo. So if you haven't received a facial or lashes within this past month, you need to get in here because this whole room is different.
Look.
That's some of your work right there.
Yes. So I specialize in brow waxing, brow tinting. I do facials, dermaplaning, lash extensions, microdermabrasion, micro needling. I had the opportunity to work at a med spa, and that's really where I got to learn a lot of stuff. Oh, that's my husband. He's my number one model besides my mom.
So you're going to be training, you give the training courses to others, correct?
Yes. I love to teach people. And now that I've decided to have my own business, at one point I was thinking of going back to school to get my educator's license. But now that I have my own business and people love my work, and I've had people like say, "Do you have classes? Like, I'd love for you to teach me." I'm like, "Why not? Let me just put it out there."
Definitely.
So now it's now available. I waited until like the fourth person asked me. After the fourth person asked me, I was like, you know what? It's a thing. It's now a thing.
It's now official. Those are your cards, huh?
Those are my loyalty cards. So on your 6th appointment, you get 20% off of any service. So I feel like that's also a great opportunity for people that have never tried facials. It'd be a really good time to try it.
And so, and it's not just for women, the facials, huh?
It's not just for women, it's for men as well. Yes. Men need their faces clean as well. Just think about all the oils and everything that goes into our skin and it's never been extracted. Like, can you imagine? Don't even get me started. Don't get me started with that. You know how I feel about that.
She loves her work so much. I love going over there because she's always pulling out something new. This is what I ordered, and she's, showing it to me. And this, Mom, you gotta let me try this on you. And I'm like, okay.
Romeo, I need to make an appointment.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I'll come from Dallas, and I'll maybe Good Friday.
I would love it. I would love it.
So I'll talk to you.
VIP treatment. Yes.
Yes.
And speaking, I see that nice ring on your hand. And I know COVID has been hard on all of us, but it goes to show love still prevails. You got married. You guys got, there you go. That's beautiful. You guys got married August of last year in the midst of all of this. And congratulations. I can't say that enough.
Oh, that's a beautiful picture.
Thank you. So those pictures were taken. It was 110 degrees outside, y'all.
Oh, okay? Wow.
And we crushed it.
Yes, y'all did. Look at that ring.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And this is when you guys are taking off, huh? Whee! After the
in the middle of the desert.
Wow.
No, JK, that was taken before.
Before, okay.
Yeah, because I'm not sweaty. Makeup is still in place.
Right.
Baby hairs are still in place. Even his baby hairs are still in place.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and we want to share your pictures when you got your license, your esthetician. That's when you graduated, I guess, from the class, right?
No, so those were just professional photos taken of the staff for the job.
When you joined, that was a
Yes, we had just got a new manager. He had taken over ownership, and yeah, he was adding new photos onto the website. And wow, that's when I would wear glasses.
yeah, your glasses. Well, we've come to an end, man. This time went fast. I hate to see it come to an end, but there's any words of wisdom, or just let them know how they can reach you. Do you have anything to give away, real quick, if we can?
Never. No, just kidding. I'm trying to think because like all my services are hands on.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're ever in Austin, Texas, and you're watching this, say, and you book with me, say the word pineapple, and you will get 50% off your service.
Ooh, that's
Wow.
generous. That's very nice.
That's very generous.
But you gotta get here. You gotta get here to get it.
Get here, and you got to remember the passphrase. What is it?
Pineapple.
Michelle, you're on it, girl. Woo, I hear you, Michelle. That's how you do it, baby. That's it. Guys, we thank you so much for tuning in. We love you all, and we just want you guys to continue to have a blessed week. And please join us next time. I believe we'll be talking with the twins. We'll tell you more about it. It's two young guys. They rap. They do it all. But we'll tell you more about it. Michelle and Romeo, we thank you so much for joining us here on Bring It in the House. And we'll see you next time. Thank you all the listeners. Remember that what's that passcode again? Romeo?
Pineapple. 50% off. Get here.
Gotta get here. Bring it in the house. See ya.